Yo, 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 we've got I am Mark Esserman playing Blitz against Les Gav, some other chess.com member. This is a Blitz Kibitzing video by yours truly, Infinite Flash. Let's see what we've got here. So far, it looks like Black has a massive attack here, and looks like, White's position is just awful here. Got two great bishops along these diagonals, right here. And white is even white's struggling to even survive in this position. Let's see, queen d4 is running into rook d1, and the rook is attacking the queen here, so we can obviously see, yeah, it looks like white just resigned. There was just too much pressure. Black's just threatening to take on the c2 pawn, and there's just not really much of a chance to hold the position, really. I'm gonna see if I can follow this guy. Let's see if we can get ourselves a game of his. Let's see. Maybe he's looking for a new opponent. Yep, here we go. And we have got Esterman playing. Let me just close out this other game. Esterman playing Lesgav again against the center opening, or some kind of opening like that, and some kind of symmetrical opening. Very, very weird. Maybe e takes d5 and go for. Not really sure about this opening, really. Looks like white should be better. I don't know why, though. Maybe white just continues with knight f3 here. Some really, really weird tension in the center. He can also probably try to trade off this pawn in the center with c3. That does not look so bad. Bishop g5 is a better move than anything I've suggested, putting this annoying pin to this knight, and if the knight can't move, black can't really develop his dark squared bishop here. So he's got to figure out, yeah, h6, and he's probably going to play g5 here, but that runs into knight f6 checkmate. So this is already seriously uncomfortable. Yeah, maybe black is just going to end up taking here, and then, that doesn't look so nice for black, actually, giving up the bishop here, and perhaps white just continues with knight f3 and bishop d3, bishop c4, very, very solid. Okay, so he plays knight f4, probably just attempting to capture and allowing knight takes e5. Black should be doing okay in this position, but I'm not going to go overboard and say it's completely fine. I think white has a pretty small and stable advantage. Okay, he's trying to maintain the pawn, being a very, very greedy guy, and I wonder what's his idea. Yeah, g5, wow. Attacking the bishop and attempting to undermine the pawn here by getting rid of the f4 pawn, and white doesn't have time for pawn g3 because the bishop is under attack. So white's got to figure out something to do in this position, and I'm not really sure what he does, actually. Maybe he has to take here and... Okay. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I think knight g takes e5 is good. Oh my god, this check. Jesus, this king is going to be on the run, I think. Man, dude, this guy's trying to crush Escherman. Damn. Yeah, this king's already here, and now yeah, even though white's up a pawn, look at the e5 pawn, and it's hanging, and look at this king that's awful, and black has the h-file, and he's about to castle in this direction, and I think white is close to being decimated in this position. He has to trade off those pieces just to make sure he's not getting in serious trouble. So he stabilized the position a little bit, but I think black may have d3 in this kind of position, or maybe he'll just end up castling. Yep, that's what he does. Very, very logical. And the only problem is this runs into queen f5, allowing a queen trade that Mark might want. And I guess he's just focused about developing his bishop here, or giving maybe his king an escape square over here to get off this f-file. But I think that's why he played g3. Yeah, but this runs into rook f6, Mark. Yeah, I think you're just dropping your queen. Oh no, Mark just... I think he was just struggling and tired to get out. What a painful drop there. Yeah, he just resigned. Rarely do you see IM's dropping their queens. God. So that was a pretty entertaining game. Let's see if we can get another game by Esterman. He's 2-1 against this guy. Let's see if we can get someone else. If he doesn't start playing a game in the next couple minutes, next minute, I mean 30 seconds or so, I'm just gonna untrack this guy. And you know, let's see what happens. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess he hasn't found a game. I'm gonna find another game for you guys. How about another IM? It's Nikolai Milev playing against someone who has led G. Oh my goodness, Combinator. Man, what a name. Not even worth pronouncing. Can't even pay me for that. So let's see what we've got. This queen is trapped. Jesus, what are we doing here? Black is getting his queen trapped. Everything's covered, and now he has to sacrifice the queen for a knight. Jesus Christ. Oh my goodness. And well, to be frank with you, I don't think Black has much compensation. Oh my god. What? I don't understand why White played Queen D3. Queen D3. Why not? Okay, so that ran into Knight C4 earlier. My bad. This knight coming to C4. Admittedly, Black has some positional compensation for the material, but it's not enough for a queen and a pawn for a knight. So, I mean, White's just, going to take it. He's just going to try to trade off pieces. So F4 followed by bishop takes H8, and yeah, I mean, this is just, I mean, E4 here, also another option after takes, and E4 supporting the center is pretty reasonable. And he's going to produce something pretty obscure. I mean, White's playing a lot of good moves here. Dang, man, that looks pretty tough to get out of. I wonder what he's gonna do about it. I'm gonna see if Esterman is still online. It doesn't look like he's playing right now. Oh, what a shame. It would have been good to, see if he could keep on going. And it looks like I'm not really sure why Black has not resigned yet. I mean, this is just totally lost. He's down a full queen now. So, and maybe he's playing for time. Aha, I just figured it out. I'm so slow, guys. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, when you have time on your side, you can do anything. I mean, White's just got to focus on trading off pieces. Queen E6, bishop E6. I mean, this is all the normal stuff. Maybe rook D3, rook C3 here. Or, yeah, rook D3 here. Yep. Attacking the knight and forcing the pin on this thing along this diagonal. And now bishop takes D5 is quite a threat. And, I mean, Black is just praying that he doesn't lose by checkmate here, which is more likely. Queen E6. Oh, Queen E6. Getting the queen in there. That would have been awesome. F5 here. Breaking it open would be nice too. Gotta play F5, boy. Gotta play F5. F5 coming. Rook E3, get the rook in there. That would have been made. Rook E3, Queen H4 now. Queen H4, yep, good job. And looks like he's probably gonna checkmate somehow. I'm not really sure how. King there. Oh no, look at the times. Black's, everybody's just throwing their pieces across. Oh no! Oh no! Alright, whoa, what a comeback on time. 0.1 second. Jesus. Man, that's a painful loss. I want to see if this guy's gonna rage. Oh my god. Oh, it's so painful. Goodness gracious. Oh, he wants a rematch. Oh my god, that guy is raging so hard right now. After a queen dropping randomly in the middle of the game. Goodness gracious. Alright, we got knight F3. My own opening. Let's see what he does. Yep, C4. Let's see what Black wants. E6 or G6? E6, and let's see what White wants. D4 or G3? G3, bishop G2, bishop E7. D5, bishop G2, bishop E7, or C5? Takes, castles, queen E4, okay. Let's see, bishop d7 or knight bd7. Queen takes here, and then if I recall correctly, a3, queen b3. Yep, a6, queen b3. Is it a4 here? Okay. And okay, one idea that queen b3 here did was, you're not getting b5 with the tempo. So then after black played b5 after queen b3, you could play a knight e5 probably, or something to gain a discovered check upon the rook over here in the corner, since this bishop gazes across the diagonal. If you can kind of keep track of that. So far, it looks about a roughly equal position. White has to play e4 at some point, probably after he completes the development of his rooks. I'm not sure what White's doing. Okay, he's going to try to play in the c file, which I don't really like as a plan, because maybe I'm not really sure what White's plan is actually. He should just go with e4, but this runs into b5, doesn't? b5, c5. I mean, that looks quite okay for black. I don't understand black's idea of just taking there. I mean, he's just getting, at least white has a target now, and I mean, before after b5 it wasn't maybe so obvious for me to locate the problems. And okay, this position is quite good for black too. I think black has pretty much good control over the position. On these central dark squares on here in the c5 square, with his queen and knight coordinating there. I expect black to probably take here with the pawn, but he decides to take the queen and block the b4 pawn from ever being pushed. And I think in this position we can expect probably a move such as knight d5, c5, and gradual improvement of the position. So we saw white finally play e4, blocking that bishop. And like we said, c5, and now that white's played e4, you kind of have the weak d4 square to target, so you might think that a possible rerouting of the knight here could be possible. And for the meantime, white is trying to take advantage of the isolated pawns here, so he's trying to create a blockade here. After all, white is down a pawn, but he has good control over these dark squares, and I mean these light squares, I mean, with these knights and with the rooks controlling everything. I mean, white's bishop isn't that fantastic actually, but still has to be played. I think black is just very much better in this position, honestly. This pawn's really hard to attack. I mean, and well, I don't really know what white does in this position. He can try to maybe trade off the d pawn for the c pawn at some point, and try to get rid of that weak pawn. But I mean, with this e5 move, it's pretty much. Sorry about that, guys. I get it really annoying. I need to get a mouse. e5 prevents d4 from ever being played, and it kind of shuts in this bishop from gazing across this diagonal. I like that word, gazing. I'm just gazing upon that diagonal. And white has this dead bishop, and it's not really fun to play with the dead bishop. Not really sure what the idea of bishop f1 was. Maybe bishop e2 and bishop g4 to try to attempt to trade off it for the knight. That could be one thing that's important. One thing that this bishop, you might want to keep this bishop on for, is that it protects the weak d3 pawn also. So maybe white doesn't want to trade it off just yet, even though it's a bad piece. Remember, guys, bad bishops protect important pawns, and the d3 pawn is crucial here. I'm not really sure what knight g4 did. I think white is just happy to take here, since the d3 pawn isn't immediately weak. He might not just take it and try to let black gain control over these dark light squares here after the pawn takes the bishop, I mean, on g4. Okay, we're getting some slow, steady improving moves where white's just trying to stabilize the position of his rook, and black is just stabilizing the position of his rook. And it looks like black just has firm control over the position, really. Yeah, I'm not really sure what black's gonna do in this position. I mean, he obviously has a nice position, but he's just kind of waiting it out. perhaps moving this knight to defend the pawn here on via the e6 square. So a long rerouting. Oh no. Well, okay, this isn't that bad. Now he's just forcing the action. Yeah, he had to get out of this pin, by the way, because white was threatening f3 and then taking the knight on that square. So I mean, taking the knight right now is definitely worth considering. And then knight takes pawn here. Oh my god, this turns so south. Knight takes here is also now in the mix. Sorry about that, guys. It's just so annoying. Yeah, and now the tables have turned. Black has this crappy knight over here, and I mean, he has the really nice rook and a fantastic knight on this central out square. King d2 to protect the rook, so now he can move the knight here. And King d2 and that was designed to play that. Rook c4 to probably capture with the d pawn at some point if he wants to. So a move like knight a4 looks natural in this position. Knight b7 is quite alright too. Now black has to play a4, I think, to keep the pawn. It doesn't look so obvious how to keep the pawn. Oh, well, I didn't even notice that black was low on time. I guess it's a lag problem. I can't really criticize them for any of the the bullet moves that they were playing. Looks like a tough game. Alright, we're gonna get a rematch here. Looks like fun stuff. Oh my god, sorry about that, guys. I exited it out. Well, there we go. We've got a modern defense, and it looks like white wants to play King's Indian. No problem with me. I'm a big fan of the King's Indian for white, and there are plenty of good ways to play it. Oh no, he's playing the 4 pawns though. I'm a little bit skeptical about it. Yeah, because of this c5 move. It just weakens all of these dark squares. It's just, ugh. And okay, I mean, white has a big space advantage, but sometimes the space advantage is not that great, and it's not really obvious. Alright, we got Esterman playing on the other side. I think that's a better game, honestly. And we got Esterman playing Bola. Jeez, he is one of the best on chess.com. He's close to getting to Hikaru's 3,000 rating. Look how close this guy is. Damn. Well, he has a really nice position with this nice knight on e5 and natural bishop and there. And well, right now white has a clear, not a clear advantage, but since he has control over the e5 square, he is kind of better in this kind of position. And now he has the development advantage, rook d1, and black has trouble coordinating on d8. And you can already see knight d6, probably see. Oh no, he dropped his queen. Ooh, dang. Well, I think white was going to continue with b3 and c4 in that position. Tough game for Andrew Run. He was doing pretty well in time. I'm hoping that Esterman wants to play another game. Let's see if we can get another game out of him. Anyways, I'm going to cancel that. Let's see if we can get another game. Yep, here we go. They're going to rematch. e4. Let's see what Esterman plays. e5, knight f3, knight c6. Let's see what we're going to get. Knight c3. And we're getting this 4 knights, what do you call this? 4 knights game with bishop b5, and just pretty solid stuff for white. And this position just looks god-awful for white after black doubles the pawns here. Oh no. Oh, it's getting ugly here. Queen g4. Oh, queen h3 too, in addition. Queen h3 is probably mate already. Just checkmate. There's no way to even prevent that. I think white's going to resign after just takes queen g2. Oh, that's much more forcing. Very nice. Very nice. He even allows the checkmate. Good sportsmanship by white. Yeah, that was just very much crushing. Oh, ouch. Says one of the guys in the chat. So we had this Rui. I mean, not Rui. I mean, you could just say it was Rui with knight c3 in, but I mean, this position is very pleasant for, not pleasant, but it's okay for both sides. And allowing bishop g4 is probably already a serious mistake. You've got to play h3 in this kind of position to prevent that. Right now I'm just waiting for a rematch, and it looks like we got it. He's playing Omniscience. Looks like a fun matchup. We got the center game. Okay, so he's going back to a goring or a scotch game. Let's see, knight takes d4 or c3. But black can, I like the declining move, I mean, with d5. But he's playing a, you know, in gambit style, and I'm sorry about that, guys. We gotta, let's see if I can reset that. There we go. Yeah, I mean, white has a really, really nice development edge, and you can think about bishop a3, bishop g5 is probably a little bit more natural in this kind of position. Not really sure why my board's not responding right now. I'm gonna have to just refresh just for a second. We're gonna get back to the game just in a second. Not sure why it's not reloading. Alright, let's see if we can get the... there we go. Some kind of bug there. I like how one of the commentators, like 29, 75. Damn, that's one of the higher ones that's ever been, achieved. Nakamura got to 3100 in bullet, and the other day he was playing the young stud and let's say what's his name, Andrew Tang, just an amazing young player who is just dominating the U.S. juniors, I'd imagine. And let's see what Mark's got. Looks like he's got some kind of mating pattern here on the dark squares here, somewhere here, trying to undermine this f6 knight. And it looks like he's about to succeed in doing that with the h4 bishop into the queen, attacking the queen, I mean. And yeah, that would have just a crushing win by Mark there. He's just so fast. And Black was just trying to hold on at the end there, with the time and not losing on position. Just waiting for, let's say, Esterman's next game. Let's see if he wants to play another. Yeah, not many of the title players are playing right now. Mark is just taking short breaks, but he's just finding other players to play at the moment. So we got Mark playing in black again. Let's see if he's going to go with e5 again. Now he's playing the c5 Sicilian, and looks like we got Mark Smith-Morrow gambit right against him. So let's see what's the best recipe that he's got against this. Maybe he's going to go for this f6 knight g6 idea. Knight g6, and I think bishop e3 is a little bit weird though. Yeah, this is right out of Esterman and Loic Van Welle, I think. Something of a similar structure with perhaps f4 coming, and looks like Mark's playing all book moves that he knows. What an incredible book preparation that he's got over this guy. 24 seconds. He's got a 30-second lead. Jeez. And I expect Mark to castle long in this kind of position to avoid checkmate at some point. It just looks terrifying to me. Bishop b6 already looks like an idea here. Bishop b6 picking up the exchange. I think that's what white should do. Yeah, and then queen trade right here. I mean, I think white's doing quite alright, but black has two pawns, and that's something not to be underestimated after they exchange a bunch of pieces. And white is moving so incredibly slowly right now that, I mean, he's just lost on time basically. Yeah, king takes d8. Oh, I missed that rook c6 was there. Oh man, what a shame. Oh, it was a nice combination nevertheless. If you got it. So yeah, he's just playing for time right now, as you should in bullet. I mean, there's absolutely no shame to be ahead in bullet whenever you play it. What to say about this position? I mean, clearly Esterman is actually just losing in my opinion, but he has the time advantage and he just wins on time with the move. As the brilliant rook e1 check, forcing the time loss for white. You wonder if white has any lag, but I'm not sure. Maybe he doesn't. Let's ping them both. Oh yeah, there it is. Black is lagging so hard. So he's pre-moving everything out, but he has a tremendous amount of lag, so that's why, he is, not getting the best out of it. Once I get this mouse, this problem will be solved. Oh my god. Alright, looks like we got a King's Indian, and it's the classical variation with the early knight e1 and bishop f4, bishop f2, and we're gonna see some really super sharp lines with probably b4, c5, knight b5, takes on d6, mindless stuff. And usually white doesn't give a hootenanny about what's gonna go on over here on the queen side, the king side, I mean, and white's just gonna be focused on weakening some dark squares here and breaking through. And it's still up for debate whether white has forced wins against this, but clearly black's potential attack here is very dangerous, and that's why it's still very much played at the top level here. And here in this position we see white infiltrating on the dark squares here. Maybe black will give up the rook, you never know, trying to go for an attack over here. So he's going to insert this move first, but after g takes f3 or whatever takes an f3, black has to decide, does he want to save the rook. Oh my god, look at the time advantage for Mark here. I mean, he doesn't really have to think that much, and I don't even know if he's looking at his opponent's time right now. And, I mean, the more that comes off the board on the king side, maybe he moves the knight right now to allow the queen to recapture on g1. Yeah, if he moved the knight to, after rook takes g1, you can play queen takes g1. And yeah, I mean, black's position's just abysmal in this kind of position. Yeah, he's lagging so hard, stop playing him. Jeez. Oh no! Oh, what a... I mean, he's got to stop playing this guy. He didn't even get any... Did he gain a rating point there? Esterman didn't even get rating points for that. Jeez. Too high. He is too high. Too high. So we got Penguin GM playing, I think, right? I hope we do. Alright, let's see, we got Esterman playing again. Let's close out this other game. Alright, there we go. Well, he's playing this guy again with lag. I'm gonna stop the recording, guys. It's a good first video to try and watch. I'm gonna see what I can do about improving the quality of the content. Hope you liked it. See ya.